All right, what's up, everybody? How's it going? Got a Paper Mario run for you here. We have a nice lengthy prologue coming up, so we can just go ahead and jump right into it if we're ready to get the timer started. In 3, 2, 1, go. All right. So, the prologue in Paper Mario consists of a lot of cutscenes, lots of text. So thankfully, we can just hold the B button to scroll text in this game. A decision that they changed their minds on when they made the sequels of this game, but thankfully we just get to hold B.
Or not hold B, just use a rubber band.
Yep, exactly. The rubber band strap. We'll break that out later on. Just you wait.
My notes right now say text mashing, none suckers. So.
Yeah, so Paper Mario is, casually a very linear game. There are 8 chapters. You play through them all in order. We're going to be doing a lot of sequence breaks in this run, so we get to skip a lot of chapters. Well, sort of. Yeah, we'll talk about that a little bit later more, but yeah. Pretty broken speedrun. Gonna be a bit of a slow start. It'll be a while before we see any glitches, about 10 minutes in. But yeah, very cool speed game. The movement tech revolves around spinning and spin cancels. Do you want to talk about that a little bit, Linguini?
Yeah, so Jake's gonna spin with Mario, and as you can see up these stairs, he only goes halfway into the animation before hitting the next stair. So every time that Mario changes his height there, you can restart the spin to go faster. But when you do a full spin animation, Jake will spin at the end, or he'll jump at the end so that he can reactivate spin, because the end of the spinning animation is really slow, and so we want to end the spin just before we start.
You will definitely see some failed spin cancels if you look for it. Might spin in place, so.
Well, don't look for it.
Yeah.
Like a ballerina.
Oh, well, that doesn't sound so bad.
Okay,
Yeah, actually, okay, it sounds cute.
I don't mind losing half a second every 2 seconds.
As long as you're cute doing it.
So we're already making it to the Bowser fight here. Only about 2 minutes into the run. Pretty impressive. Hopefully we can finish this run off a little bit early, ahead of schedule.
World
Yeah,
record and PB.
Yeah, just 2 hours early.
Yeah, so Bowser has somehow lifted Peach's castle into the sky. Presumably with the power of the Star Rod. Linguini, would you like to explain what the Star Rod is?
Oh, right. So we sort of skipped the beginning of the story that shows us, on the title screen. Bowser went up into the sky and stole the Star Rod, which the Star Spirits used to grant all the wishes of the world. Bowser was really mad that his wishes weren't getting granted, so he said, fine, I'll do it myself. And he went up there and took the Star Rod and turned all of the Star Spirits into cards.
Oh, that's annoying. I'm like trying to hold B so it doesn't let me jump sometimes when I don't like release B at the right time. That was weird. Okay.
Another thing that Jake is doing to be a little bit more efficient in battle is jump cancels. When Mario is coming up to an enemy to do a jump, if you press A a little bit early, Mario will jump a little bit earlier while he's walking, and it saves a couple frames each time you do that.
Yep. We actually can't guard any attacks right now, not that we'd want to. You're always scripted to lose this fight, so guarding wouldn't do anything. But yeah, we actually can't do action commands until later on at the end of Prologue when we get the Lucky Star. Even though getting the Lucky Star doesn't actually give you the ability to do action commands, it's just watching the cutscene where you get it. That's just weird game programming stuff. Pretty normal for a game like Paper Mario. It's pretty broken.
Yeah, we don't have to worry about the programming stuff because, well, we're playing the game normally, right?
Yep, exactly.
As opposed to ACE, arbitrary code execution, which is possible for this game, but not today.
Yeah, no, ACE just doesn't work on July 6th,
June
29th. June
June.
29th. I looked at the
Good
thing.
it's
I
not
can't-
July.
The date's backwards in
I
Europe.
know.
They don't confuse.
Silly Americans.
Silly.
I know.
I did notice the text was in Japanese. Is that intentional?
That is on purpose. That's true. Yeah, the text scrolls just slightly faster on the Japanese version. There's also a trick that is much harder to do on the US version, but that's not relevant anymore because we don't have to do that in this route. Yeah, one cool thing about Paper Mario speedruns, in early 2023, I believe it was, a pretty major new glitch was discovered called seed dupe. So that's going to allow us to get all 4 magical seeds, which we need to enter Chapter 6. We're going to be able to do that without actually having to finish Chapter 5. So if you haven't seen a Paper Mario speedrun in a few years, you're in for some new stuff. Yeah, not having to finish Chapter 5 saves quite a bit of time. So. That's a very funny glitch, so watch out for that later.
Does the smug blue star with the hat have a name?
Muscular? Muscular?
I think that's it, yeah.
It's like it's a play on the word muscular. Kind of hard to catch.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that guy.
You
Little
do be
sailor
looking
hat.
smug.
From the one chapter we don't ever enter.
Oh,
And
man.
yeah, those are the star spirits, by the way. They are the protectors of the star rod, but they kind of fumbled the bag, honestly. Because Bowser got the star rod. So.
To be fair, it's honestly a miracle that they kept it safe for this long.
True, they're just cards.
Mhm.
Bowser's just trying to show them where they need to fix their security.
Mm.
That is all. Bowser, good guy.
They've got a lot of work to do.
They do. And they won't let it happen again, right?
Never.
No.
Sure, no.
All right, so finally get to play the game a little bit. Just going to be talking to some NPCs in a certain order so that we can advance the sequence here. I'm going to go talk to Goompah. That's his name, right? Yeah, this one's Goompah, and then the other one's Goompapa, I believe.
Yeah, it's hard to keep them straight.
I know.
I first played this game when I was like 3 or something, right? And this confused me so much. I'm like, where am I supposed to go? And then like I talked to everybody, and then I talked to everybody again, and I went, what's happened? Oh, and then yeah, this happened, and I went, okay, I'm getting somewhere.
All right, so here in just about a minute or so, we have our first big glitch coming up here. Linguini, you want to talk about loading zone storage jumps
I would love to.
and junior skip?
So, loading zone storage, or LZS for short, is when you do frame perfect jumps after jumping into a loading zone. And the game won't actually put you into the loading zone and make Mario go to a new map if you continuously chain frame perfect jumps.
And frame perfect stick movement.
And frame perfect stick movement. That is very important.
Well, technically it's not frame perfect, only frame perfect if you want to get maximum distance. If you press the control stick late, you're not going to fail it. You're just not going to go as far.
Right, you'll just move like an inch instead
Yeah.
of going the full distance. So you'll have to do more frame perfect jumps if you do that.
Yeah.
So we do this to avoid the first mini boss fight, I guess, of the run with Junior Troopa, who keeps appearing in all the other chapters. We'll only see him one more time in the run, actually, because we're skipping him for the entire rest of the game. I'm just in awe. Nice
Oh
job.
my god!
Nice job.
I cannot believe I got that first try. That's such a dumb trick. I thought we were going to be here for 10 million years.
You were saying that.
I
That's pretty
did.
Cool.
Wow, I'm popping off.
Anyway, so we grabbed that hammer before actually going into the loading zone proper, and that skips that little fight there.
Wow, that's gnarly.
The
Look at me
concept
go.
of the loading zone storing blows my mind.
Yeah.
But-
Thankfully, we don't have to do any more LZS jumps. You can do them in certain
okay.
areas to save more time. Mainly log skip and early Lackey, but we're not going to be doing that. I'm done with LZS. No, thank you. It's pretty hard. So glad I was able to do that though. Good
The
stuff.
more jumps that you have to do, of course, the harder it is. The more distance you have to cover,
Yeah.
the more frame perfect inputs, you know.
And one recurring theme of this run and this game that I've learned through my friend Jake is that there are many frame perfect tricks.
This game
So
does run at
you'll
30
hear that
FPS.
again.
So 30 FPS makes everything about half, twice as easy as if you were to do it on a game that runs at 60 FPS, obviously, but still
Okay,
tough.
but easy is relative, right?
True.
Relative to 60 FPS, but still
Yeah.
tough.
People just wouldn't do LZS, I don't think, if it was a 60 FPS game. It'd be too precise, honestly. So
Well, there'd be some crazy people
Right,
out
yeah,
there.
of
There
course,
are plenty of
yeah.
those.
Definitely.
Some of them run Super Metro.
So we're going to go ahead and get our first badge of the run here, Power Jump. And this is a really good badge in early game. It's going to let us do an extra point of damage. Well, actually an extra 2 points before we have the ability to do action commands. Since we can't actually hit the jump action command right now, we are only able to do 1 damage. But with Power Jump, we do 3, even though we missed the action command, so pretty cool. Yikes, I don't know what that was. Just wanted to juke out the Goombas a little bit. All right, let's avoid this guy. We're gonna go close call, might be helpful later. It's gonna give us a 30% chance to dodge any attack when Mario's HP is at 5 or less. And here are the flavored Goombas.
What are they? What are their flavors?
Probably blue flavored and strawberry flavored. So we're going to power jump this red Goomba first, because that way there's no punish for accidentally selecting the left Goomba on the first time, or on the second. So go ahead and get that out of the way in case we miss menu, and then we can just click power jump on the red Goomba on the next turn. We're gonna power jump this guy one more time, and we actually don't have to head bonk here with Goombario because the blue Goomba has 1 less HP. And we're gonna kill them at the same time to make sure that we skip a little cutscene where they like to cry about how you just killed their brother. So there we go. All right, probably a good time to go ahead and get some donations in if there are any donations that need to be read. We got a couple minutes here.
No, thank you very much, team. We actually do have a couple here. We have a $10 donation from Numbers. It says, "Good luck in the run, smiley face." And they definitely want Luigi to go to the party. And we also have a $10 donation from Soren, who says, "Hello, Jake. I hope you have stretched your thumb for the A pressings coming up." So, dare I ask, what's the longest chain we're going to get this run?
Of A presses?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's
jump.
probably going to be the... Oh, LZS jumps. We're done with LZS jumps, but yeah, there's going to be about 2 minutes of mashing A during the Peach fight.
Oh, never mind.
Final Bowser fight, so...
My knowledge of Paper Mario is somewhat limited, but it's also seeing challenge runners just bounce on a boss's head for 5 minutes straight.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, right. Power bounces, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll do a little bit of power bounces, but just on blooper mostly.
Yeah, you'll
maybe-
get up to 15 of
Maybe
those, right?
15 if we're feeling lucky, you know.
Oh, lovely job. They also say,
I forgot to eat the Goom Nut, no!
don't do that.
Oh, I'm throwing.
Good luck in your run and have fun, stay awake, and stay strong.
Thank you.
No bother.
All right, that's a little bit of time lost. Just got to eat the Goom Nut in the fight and take an extra turn. Not a big deal at all. We're not really in any danger of dying, so... Gonna power jump 2 more times. And head bonk. And yeah, 1 more power jump kills here.
So saying you're throwing sounds slightly dramatic.
Well, it's still a throw. You think about it. You think about it really hard. All right, cool. All right. And I'm definitely going to get this awesome jump right here, which crashes your console if you're not playing on Wii VC. But thankfully, we're playing on Wii VC, so definitely going to get this. Oh, that was so close! No! It saves, I don't know, maybe half a second, but it's a swag strat because, yeah, it crashes if you're not on Wii VC. That actually was close, man. That would have been so cool.
Which, did we want to talk about the Wii VC?
Yeah, so Wii VC doesn't have too many differences. The main difference is extra lag. It's really accessible, though. It's pretty easy to get Paper Mario on your Wii. So I think that's the reason most people run on it. And then once you're stuck with it, you know, you just have Stockholm Syndrome, so...
Team Rocket's blasting off again.
And this is technology. You're playing
And
a
meow.
64 game on the Wii with a GameCube controller.
Yeah.
That is
We're
advanced.
transgenerational gamers.
A technological marvel.
All right. So we got some more cutscenes coming up. Pretty surprising from a Paper Mario speedrun and Prologue, but yeah. We like to hate on Prologue in the Paper Mario community, and rightfully so, but it's not that bad. The fact that you don't have to mash text really carries.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just relax.
Just relax, hold B.
Let the fingies chill.
Yeah. Yeah, it's funny to complain about Paper Mario Prologue when Yeah. Other games have arguably worse prologues, but that's for Monday when we do the TTYP race. All right, these are the Ninja Turtles, I believe they're called.
So cute.
Yeah, those are the Chapter 1 boss, and surely we'll fight them, right?
Surely.
Yeah, of course.
Every chapter to the end, right?
Mm-hmm, yeah. Yeah, Bowser hires minions to protect each Star Spirit, and those are the minions he got for the first Star Spirit. He probably should have gone all out and just go with the Chapter 7 boss instead of starting with the weakest boss if he really wanted to win.
Right?
But
Well,
So maybe he's throwing.
maybe it's
maybe
the fact that Mario is actually planning this out and going for the weakest one first. He could be a master strategist. We don't know. He doesn't say much. At least not in this game.
is it Paper Mario or Puppet Master Mario? Ooh. That's not a reach at all.
Who can say?
Nice little spin cancel there. You can actually cancel your spin if you spin at a wall at about a 45-degree angle. So that's helpful just so we don't have to jump out of the spin. We can just start spinning again immediately. And then, yeah, this is a nice little bit of movement. I'm totally not going to butcher, but nice that you can just get your spins canceled here on all these ledges on the way up. It's much better when you come back with Speedy Spin, though, because... Yeah, would you like to talk about what Speedy Spin is?
I would love to talk about Speedy Spin. So you might have seen after Jake did the LZS to skip Junior Troopa, he went back into the playground to get coins. So the coin route is pretty tight for the first 2 chapters that we'll be going through. We need to get 50 coins to pick up Speedy Spin, which is a badge that, well, makes Mario's spin more speedy.
No way!
Yeah, it's crazy. So he will spin faster and longer, and he'll get cool little wind effects around him because he's going that fast. And that's really important because we are traveling through the overworld a lot in this run.
Yeah.
So any benefit we can get from Mario's speed is great for our time.
I wish I knew how much time Speedy Spin saves. It'd be interesting, but it's got to be like 20 minutes or something. It's a lot of movement.
That might be a stretch, 20 minutes, but still.
Dude, I don't know. Speedy Spin is fast, man.
It really is.
Those frames add up.
In a 2-hour run, I think it's probably 20 minutes, man.
Those spins do be speedy, it's
It's
true.
a lot of time.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Speedy Spin sounds so made up. When Jake first told me
Yo,
the
mate.
name of that strat, like,
I promise it's real.
I know.
me speedy weedy spinny winny. I'm going so fasty wasty.
Oh, Lord. This is Twink. Everybody loves Twink. Everybody,
Greenie.
everybody,
Except for Greenie.
everybody loves Twink. He's a cute little fella. And he's here to help us on our way and give us a thing we need, which is the Lucky Star, so we can do our action commands. We stand Twink.
Twink is a very helpful character that progresses the plot of the game.
that's
you.
not scripted.
Thank you for that factual statement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good. All right. So yeah, here is where we get to... Mario gets to meet Twink, and he's going to give us Lucky Star. So this is going to greatly increase our damage output. We actually could have skipped Lucky Star entirely, but I'm going to press B here, not take the tutorial. I know how to do action commands already.
Are you sure?
I do.
Well, here's an enemy. You should try it out on him, actually.
That's a good idea.
Okay, yeah.
Let's see if I can
So
do
funny. You say, no, I already know. And they're like, but do you?
that. Yeah. Yay! I know how to
Yay.
do an action command.
Good job.
But can I do another one, though? This is the real test. Oh my gosh. I might be him. Blocking... Oh, just kidding. Never mind. No, blocking projectiles saves a couple frames. I missed it, so I'm sad, but
But
I tried.
blocking is another action command that we
Yes.
can do now that we have the Lucky Star.
All right, you want to talk about BTS, Linguini?
Yeah, BTS is a boy band in Korea that
Man,
sorry. BTS stands for behind the scenes. So what we get is a glimpse into the perspective of the
no,
developers.
Life of
wrong,
Mario.
wrong,
Day in the
wrong.
life of Mario.
Sorry. BTS.
Blimp ticket skip. No,
Blimp
no,
ticket.
wait, no. Black toad skip.
Black toad skip. Right. So there's a bunch of black toads blocking the way to chapter 1. Yeah, we're going to chapter 1 first. Good.
Yeah, absolutely.
And there's a couple of cutscenes that we have to go through to get past them ordinarily, but we could just, go outside the map, fall through the floor a couple times, and
BTS, why are you being like this right now, dude?
well, this gives me more time to explain. So you can clip out of bounds using this toad and hammering, and then if you go just right into the corner of the post office here, you'll be out of bounds, but still able to land on the floor, and then jump again around to the toad house, and then eventually behind the black toads.
Hey man, I'd rather lose time on BTS than Junior Skip. I'd rather fail the easy trick a bunch and make myself look cool doing the hard one. Oh, too far up there, so we just didn't quite land in the corner.
Because when you're out of bounds, you have to still navigate where you're going, correct?
Right.
That's the tricky part. Once you do the clip, it's not like
there we
Mario
finally got it.
is-
Then we're just gonna hold down right and switch it down.
There we
We
go.
should spawn on top of this invisible wall and just land in a loading zone. Not too bad. 21-minute prologue, not bad.
And what's very nice about these setups is that the wonderful people in the community that have come up with these have made them very easy, like very specific angles that you're holding to get to very specific spots in the map, so that it's not actually too terribly difficult for a beginner to learn them, even if these tricks do look intimidating.
Yeah. Paper Mario Archives is a website that will basically have a tutorial of some sort for every single trick. So the resources are really, really good for this game. Oop, extra jump for swag. I'm not gonna lie, I wasn't able to count. I started talking and I was like, well, we're just gonna keep jumping. I can't count. Oh, swag hammer, by the way. No big
Nice
deal.
job.
You can hammer the frame that you touch a loading zone and be swaggy.
It doesn't lose any time, and it looks cool,
Yeah, it only loses time if you fail it and hammer before the loading zone, and then you look silly.
which Jake would never do.
Never have, never will.
I've never seen it.
I breathe swag. I drink swag.
Maybe do that on your own time.
Such a good song.
It's a pity we only
the
hear it
bop.
once.
Right. This would get annoying if you had to listen to it for too long. All right, so these fuzzies have been stealing the shells from the Koopas in Koopa Village. And we need to chase this guy down so we can get this shell and give it back to Cooper. So would you like to talk about this wonderful minigame for me, Linguini, so I can lock in?
Yeah, so these fuzzies are surprisingly good sports. They're like, oh, if you can tell which tree we're in that has this Koopa shell, we'll give it back to you. And then they said, actually, no, 2 more times, and we'll do it fast. So each time they get progressively faster, and, it looks pretty easy. I mean, they're jumping at a leisurely pace, except for this last time, where they're only visible for 2 frames between trees.
Okay, nice. It gave me the easy pattern. It's really easy to tell when it just changes for you at the very end. Like, obviously it was there. But when it bounces back and forth between 2 trees, and then it just stops, it's like, what?
Yeah.
Because, yeah, the animation is only like 2 frames.
You can't see which direction that they're going. So if
Yep.
they're just bouncing between the same 2 trees over and over, you just have to count instead of use your eyeballs, which, as we already established, Jake can't count.
Thankfully, I lucked out there. Didn't need to count. All right, so Cooper has joined our party. We're going to use him as a Koopa and shoot his shell at stuff.
Yeah, because the fuzzies actually lied. They said, actually, never mind. We're not going to give you back the shell without demanding compensation. So we're killing them.
Yep, just a quick power block for 2 damage and then a failed power shell to quickly deal with the fight. And
that makes the most sense to me.
a lot of routes actually Fright Mask on this fight, but since we did Junior Skip, we sort of need that XP that we missed from that we normally get from fighting Junior, which is like 20 XP. No, Cooper, why did you do that, man? You're such a jerk. Your partners, partners that can't fly, like Cooper, We'll just say Koopa, yeah. They like do this weird thing where they're jumping, and when they're jumping, you can't use them, so they can be really annoying like that. Like I pressed C down, but he was jumping, so nothing happened. Pretty cool.
Does also seem like the partners are the scapegoats.
True, you can blame a lot of stuff on your partners, yeah. Oh, Lackey, it's Lackey's fault I missed double clippy 13 times in a row. No big deal.
Oh, so that badge that Jake just grabbed their second try with Cooper is HP plus, which basically it gives the same level bonus that you would get from upgrading your HP at the cost of the level bonus that you would get for upgrading BP. So you've got your 3 different stats in this game: HP, art points, not health points, because that would never be what.
Paper Mario is cool and different.
Yes, flower points, FP, which essentially is your mana or MP, for lack of a better term, in this game, and BP, which is your badge points, and you get to upgrade those every time you level up.
Eventually, we'll be getting special moves later on, which uses star power. And we get star points when we level up. We got a lot of statistics going on. A lot of data. All right, so we get this first strike to knock this guy over so we can kill him with 1 power jump. And then we can just shell toss to light the bomb's fuse. And he's going to do a little bit of damage and die. Oh, man, I missed the guard. I'm washed. At least we get to see funny Mario getting blowed up.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of love was put into this game for some of these animations. It's very funny.
All right, the Ninja Turtles are doing their thing, being mischievous.
Specifically that animation I love. They jump in the air and their tongue hangs out.
So we're going to get Power Bounce here, which we use 2 times in the run. But it is going to be pretty helpful for the 2 times we use it. So you can actually, it doesn't look like you should be able to get in there, but there's just a little gap you can squeeze through the collision. Linguini, would you like to talk about staircase skip? I didn't give you much time. Hurry up, go.
All right. The collision on this staircase is kind of weird because you're supposed to lower it down with a switch later in the game. So we can just jump around it and use it to get out of bounds and then warp to the top area, which ordinarily we'd have to progress a little bit more through the dungeon to get to. And that puts us squarely right before we get our next partner. And Jake, that question mark block?
Yeah?
Looks a little fishy.
No.
I don't think you
It's
should
a shiny. It's shiny. It's shiny. I think I should press it.
Yeah, no, actually.
What could go wrong?
No, you're right. You're right. Yeah.
Oh, I hammered frame perfectly to lose 5 frames. Run's dead.
Start over?
Why do I press B there? I just do it, you know? Oh, that's swag. We'll call it swag.
Oh, and I guess that was a
5
trap,
mistakes.
actually, by the way.
I'm falling for traps. What am I going to do? This is Bombette. She's a little bob-omb. That's what they call him. We're going to use her to blow stuff up. Like that very suspicious crack over there.
I don't see it.
No? It's pretty subtle. It's hard to. It's easy to miss, for sure. If you look really close, you can see it.
Oh, there it is. Okay, yeah.
I had to lower the glasses.
Yeah. Not as young as I used to be.
That's true for everybody in the universe. Crazy. Drippy. All right, so we're just gonna fire flower these guys. Fire attacks are just gonna instantly kill the bob bombs, so we can do that. Bring the Koopa down to 1 HP and then just kill him with the body slam. Easy peasy fight.
Yeah, the game is pretty kind to you in the items that it gives you in the overworld.
Yeah.
You don't even have to buy them. There's just good strategy that it will place in your hands for free.
And early game items are super overpowered. Fire flowers and stuff fall off a bit later, but they're really good when everything has less than 3 HP, obviously. So yeah, now that we have Bombette, we're actually just gonna leave. I don't like Chapter 1 very much. I'm done being here. So.
It's kind of boring.
Yeah, you know, it's got some good songs and stuff, but
Really just kind of dingy in here. It's dark and gray.
dank.
You're making a good choice.
And we want to make sure the Ninja Turtles are left alone in peace.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Let them eat their pizza, you know?
You know? I mean, they were wearing shades. I don't know how much cooler you can get.
Yeah, now that we have Bombette, though, we can go to chapter 2 with the help of a trick called log skip that we're going to be doing in just a minute here. Just try and avoid these enemies. Didn't mention yet, but when you hit an encounter, you're going to lose some coins when you run away, and obviously lose time in the encounter. So I'm going to try and avoid enemies as best we can here. Coin routing is not too tight, but yeah, definitely best to just avoid enemies altogether if we can help it.
Yeah, you lose a little bit of time if you lose a few coins, but if you lose any more than 2 or 3, ooh,
That's annoying.
that smarts.
Yep, that's spiky. My bad. I thought we could jump on that guy. My B.
Anyway, losing more than 2 or 3 coins, you have to sell an item to actually
Okay, that's
recoup
fine.
your losses.
2 is fine. Okay, let's just be careful now. Not get any more.
So it sounds like there's something important we spend our coins on
Yeah,
at some
The
point.
speedy spin.
Oh,
Speedy weedy spinny winny.
of course.
Linguini,
Why wouldn't it
Do you want to tell the lovely
not be
people
free?
about what log skip is and what we're doing here?
All right, we're going to skip some logs. And obviously that means that we're going to go out of bounds. But it's a little bit different this time than it was for Black Toad skip. We're sort of combining loading zone storage with
That's not working. Dang it.
with being out of bounds. So we can actually skew the angle that Mario is going into the loading zone.
Dang it. Need a bit of a more closer to the notch on that angle.
So we're going to touch the loading zone just barely and then move Mario to a very different spot in the map so that when Mario actually triggers the loading zone load,
Bombette, get out of the way. I'm trying to see my visual.
he will bypass some logs on the other side.
Yeah, just got to hold just down of down right.
It's a really specific angle that you have to hit here.
Yeah.
And so even though all of this is mapped out, again, it's very precise, right? Very perfect seems to be the theme
Yeah.
of this run.
Lots
still.
of frame perfect stuff, lots of very
Come on, man.
positionally, I don't want to say with like pixel perfect, but you have to be in some very specific places to get some
What
of
is
these
going
tricks to
on?
work.
Can't get this angle right now. Maybe I should try a different setup, honestly. Nah. Gonna work right here.
There's another
Double
setup.
down.
That's probably not working, actually. No, that
Oh,
worked.
that worked.
That should work.
There you
Yeah, the visual cue there is to look at the Bulber, and he should sort of freeze a bit. Okay. Felt like a perfect angle. Great. Good.
There we
Finally
go.
got it. Yeah.
So yeah, now Mario's going at a crazy angle that spits him out to the right of those logs, and we can get past them.
Easy peasy. And this is a Bulber? Or a Bulb? Something like that.
Bubulber is the name of the Bubulb in TTYP.
Yeah, very, very creative naming. That's just like a person named Human, which would be a really good name.
I mean, there are plenty of toads with pretty toady names.
Toader.
Toader.
Probably so. Yeah, those guys give us miracle seeds. Miracles?
Magical seed?
Magical. What am I? I'm thinking of some sort of product. Bro.
Miracle Grow?
Miracle
Not
Grow,
sponsored.
No.
Not yet.
Still available.
Yeah, we need to get 4 magical seeds, as I was saying. Usually, we need to get 4 magical seeds. With Seed Dupe, we won't actually have to collect all 4 unique seeds, but there we got our first one. Some nice train jammies here. All right. Chapter 2. One of my preferred chapters casually. It's a very strong chapter. Spooky pyramid chapter. I mean, what's not to love?
So you're promising a spooky pyramid in this chapter,
Yeah.
right? For all of us to see.
Yeah.
Okay. You heard him, Greenie.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Okay.
Very spooky, very pyramid
Very okay.
that we will very be seeing.
Okay.
Yeah, no, sadly, as is the case with a lot of chapters in this run, we're just going to get the partner Paracarry here and then dip, so. You actually don't need to get Paracarry. You can skip him, but it is sort of hard, so we're not going to be doing that.
So it sounds like he carries you.
You might be able to say that. That is
All
true.
right. I'll just leave.
I wish you wouldn't say that, but yes, you can.
All right, give Rock Climb one try here. Here we go, here we go. Just kidding.
Uh,
It's the coolest strat name, so I have to at least try it. Rock Climb is... I like climbing rocks. Grab the second letter here. No, that was the first one.
That's the first letter.
Yeah.
You can't count. We know this.
I know. One.
So why are we
two.
grabbing letters again?
Yeah, we need to do, right, we have to do Paracarry's job for him because he's a mailman and he's not a good one. So he needs a little help.
He lost all his letters.
Okay, cool. I thought I pressed C down early there, which... What the heck? Okay.
Oh.
Come here.
So we need a little bit of...
No!
EXP
Wow, did that
here,
work?
and it worked.
Bombette, you're
Okay,
so
cool.
clutch. What the heck? Why did that not work? That was weird. Must have done the movement slightly strange. So yeah, we do a first strike there, so we can actually use Bombette's attack for absolutely free. It normally costs 3 FP, which with 5 FP, we're not normally able to use 2 in a row, but we can first strike. And now we have 10 FP. Get these coins. Ooh, this seems like more coins than usual. 48, okay.
No, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you can get like between 5 and 7 coins. I don't know. Mario, go! What are you doing? That's not my fault.
I'm not sure how Parakarry lost letters all over the mountain. These are kind of like scattered
Well,
everywhere.
he was looking for the people that needed him, and then he got confused and lost and dropped it, and...
On this mountain with tons of people on it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're gonna stop suspending disbelief now?
Okay, yeah, you know what? I should have stopped it
I'm just saying.
at talking stars. You're right, yeah.
Yeah, there is a trick that you can do in Chapter 2 called Early Seed, where we can get the magical seed in Chapter 2 without having to do extra backtracking. Normally you need Paracarry, but we are not going to be doing Early Seed because I actually want to get 4 Wacka bumps, so it's a lot of backtracking. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that beautiful, lovable little creature that is
Yeah.
blue and very kind that Jake has been hammering twice now.
Yeah.
It's called Wacka, and he likes to talk about the weather and other, normal topics. We don't care. We abuse him and get Wacka bumps, which are extremely overpowered items that you get for free if you don't count the animal cruelty.
Yeah. That's so based of Nintendo to be like, yeah, you can have the best item in the game if you're okay with hammering this cute little guy.
Yeah, so this
What a moral
heals
dilemma.
25 HP and 25 FP, which is an amazing item even in the end game.
Yeah.
And they give it to you in Chapter 2 for the low, low price of your conscience.
I mean, everybody's got a price.
You know, no sweat off my back. Wacka, he has it coming. D2ID Switch remake enjoyers know.
That's true.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, you know.
Yeah, I
You know what we-
sure
you
do.
know what that
in
means.
all of my years of playing Paper Mario.
All right. That's the second magical seed that we got now.
Surely we see this chapter to the end, right?
Yeah, the spooky pyramid, right?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's why we're leaving right now.
Oh, the arrows are pointing the other way. Oh.
Speedrunner, you're going the wrong way.
Yeah, no, it's yeah.
Okay, you're gonna go right.
Yeah. Missed opportunity
okay.
for them to have the make a U-turn like they do in Mario Kart to turn back.
Yeah, why doesn't the Lackey just drag me back on track, you know?
Yeah, that'd be a problem for going out of bounds if it just came and.
Just like fished me back.
All right, so we're done in Chapter 2.
So no spoopy pyramid?
No spoopy pyramid.
But-
You're gonna have to watch a different category for that.
We do have some banging tunes for just a second while we ride this train, though. Okay, never mind.
All right, so gonna try and get Speedy Spin here. There's 75% chance that it's here. If it's not, we just have to go 2 loading zones away to refresh the bad shop's inventory. So surely we would never get unlucky, right?
It's the mark of a good shop to have the best goods just not be in stock sometimes.
Yeah, true. supply and demand, something, something.
Exactly.
Is this how gacha games started?
Let's go. We didn't get unlucky.
Always lucky.
Exactly. Yep, I'm gonna go ahead and do something that might make Paper Mario speedrunners all across the globe cringe, but I'm going to save before blooper. I know, it's not, it ain't pretty, but I'm doing it. Just in case something bizarre happens.
Okay, next time you do that,
You know.
let me close my eyes first.
True. All right, so we're doing BHS here. Would you like to talk about that, Linguini?
Yeah, BHS stands for Blue House Skip, and basically, you get into a very, very specific spot and jump onto some weird collision of the blue house. This leads to the very end of the sewers, which lets us pretty much fast travel to the midpoint or the beginning of most chapters.
Come on.
At the price of doing some mini boss battles or some other.
There we go.
There
Yeah,
we go.
you saw there. That was a little bit rough, but we'll take it. You saw there I jumped diagonally off the pixel. You need to do a neutral jump. So you have to hold left towards the wall and then jump and then release left before you hit the pixel that you're jumping off of. So a little bit of a weird trick. And then, yeah, you have to hold upright for a certain amount of time before you switch to up left. So you can just clip right into the house.
Yeah, you have to do some weird movement there to get around the wall. You can get really lucky. I've held straight up and it just let me through. But
Shout out Dr. Toadstool, who does the straight up strat.
It normally does not let you do that.
These are power bounces.
All right.
The way,
There we go.
Yeah, dropped it at 8 there. The way power bounces work is the frame window starts at 6, I believe, and goes down to 2 by the time you get to the 8th action command. And then after 8, Blooper has a chance to just make it to where you can't jump anymore, so. Which is called the cap. That's cap.
And you can
That
tell,
was not a cap. You can tell because, yeah, I fell off instead of a... Probably shouldn't use shell shot there. We'll be all right.
Yeah, so Mario, if you do get the action command, but the game hard caps you, you'll see Mario jump up and away from the enemy. Kind of like that. If you miss the action command, he'll just sort of stumble off to the left.
All right, well, this is why we save before blooper, just in case I die, but surely I would never. Okay. It's sort of hard to count to 30 sometimes, I'll be honest.
Counting is hard.
Didn't die to blooper. Let's go. This is the run. All right. So, yeah, that pipe takes us to Chapter 5.
Speaking of pipes, now is a good time to mention that we have a battle going on to decide whether or not we bring Luigi to the party at the end of the game.
True.
We can skip bringing Luigi to the party with a very, very hard maneuver called holding down on a pipe. And it just doesn't... We beat Luigi to the party. He doesn't come with us. It saves us time to leave Luigi behind. However, we could be nice. We could,
Luigi haters, come on, rise up, Luigi haters. We need to get back in
brother
this.
with us.
Where are my Luigi haters at?
Every party has a pooper. Jake. And
That's
here
so
you
true.
are,
You're so right.
not wanting our good friend Luigi to hang out with us.
Every party has a pooper.
Yes.
So true.
Do you not like the color green? I mean, like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Is this coming from, like, a deeper issue?
We do have a professional here.
Let's just not bring Luigi to the party, guys. All right, so yeah, we can heal at the Toad House there, just sleep in the bed for free, and now we got all our resources back, which got pretty low after the blooper fight.
Why are all those Yoshis crying?
Because they're lost. The baby Yoshis got lost, and
We're going to do something about that, right?
Right?
yeah, well,
Surely
the
we're gonna
parents
save the
the
baby.
parents would like us to save their children from certain death. Yes,
Yeah.
but we're not gonna do that.
Oh.
We got Sushi, you know the deal. This is Paper Mario. We get a partner, time to leave. So we're out. So yeah. Sushi, actually, when I first started running this game with a different route, I didn't get Sushi. But this route does need Sushi. We're gonna be doing seed dupe just about now. So I'm definitely going to remember to go save.
I was
Yeah,
just
go
about
save.
to
Yes.
remind you.
Seed
Looking at my
dupe.
notes.
Seed dupe has the possibility of you soft locking if you do something wrong. So we're gonna save just in case that happens. You want to talk a little bit about Sushi Glitch Linguini?
Yeah, so the reason we get Sushi is for seed dupe. And to do that, we start with Sushi Glitch. So Sushi lets us swim in water. Mario hops onto Sushi's back, and we just swim wherever we want to. But if you do a very specific set of movements on this dock or pier or whatever you want to call it,
I don't think that's gonna work. Maybe I'll try it.
Mario will instead decide to make Sushi swim
Glad I fixed
on
that.
land.
Yeah. So this is what everyone did this casually, right? You guys played the Paper Mario casually. You rode Sushi around on the land, right?
No, I was 3. I didn't know.
You didn't know how to set Mario's internal angle, huh?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Those fine motor skills weren't developed enough to do those frame perfect jumps.
I could barely read.
I mean, try harder.
I'll do that next time I'm 3.
I'll never forget the time that I said I was 3 years old when Super Metroid came out.
I remember
And
that was to me.
I was actually
That was to me.
-3.
That was to me. That was funny.
Rip. Anyways,
Again,
this is
Jake
Forever
can't
Forest.
count.
Yeah.
That's the theme.
Yeah, so we're in Forever Forest here. It's sort of a Lost Woods type beat. We only have to go a few loading zones in before we get to the magical seed here. So just gonna go up right here to go left,
Yes,
because that's how you go left, is by holding up right, obviously.
that tracks.
Yeah.
And here's the spookiness that we missed in Chapter 2. No spooky pyramid, but spooky forest?
Yeah.
Okay.
We take what we can
Alright.
get around here in this household, you know? Yeah, we're gonna encounter this fuzzy and then just run away from it once normally. And then we're gonna encounter him again. And that running away this time is gonna force us off Sushi, as you see here. And now we're going to swap partners and then run away again, which is gonna give us a certain state where we can do seed dupe. So now we just have to stand in front of the Bubulber over here. Bubulber. Bubbled. And close the pause menu and then press A at a certain time. And if I press it too late, I soft lock. So let's not do that. Oh, that was early. There we go. Perfect.
Yes. There's no penalty for doing it early. You won't soft lock. You just have to try again.
Yep.
So that it's very comfy
Yeah.
as
Very
long as
much.
you are just not really slow.
Yeah, just got to make sure you err on the side of caution and try and go a little bit earlier rather than late, and you're probably not soft locking.
So what happened there is we got the item, but we didn't finish the text boxes from the bulb, and so the game registers that we got the item, but it didn't register that it shouldn't give it to us again.
Yeah, the flag that says that we have done that cutscene doesn't get set until the very end of the cutscene, which I feel like I've heard that doesn't. Most cutscenes don't work that way, but this one does specifically. So
Probably to guarantee that you get the item.
This game was just asking to be broken.
So now, with that, we have 4 seeds. Just don't worry about the fact that 2 of them are the same color and will be planted in the same place.
The game doesn't worry about it, so you shouldn't either.
Out of sight, out of mind.
Game only checks for 3 unique seeds, and then the 4th one, it doesn't have to be unique from the other.
Because, I mean, if you have 3 already, I mean, if you definitely will have
You've been
4
truthful
different
3
ones.
times.
True.
You're not gonna lie the 4th time, right?
Oh,
No.
Exactly.
the boy that cried a real magical seed.
Yeah, so planting all those 4 seeds is going to open up the entrance to Chapter 6 now. Chapter 6 is a pretty important place we need to go. We need to get Lackey, which we have to go to Chapter 6 for. And Lackey is very, very useful for this run. Very broken. I'm going to save before I do early Lackey because
about
I'm a
to say that.
scared little baby.
Yeah, this whole area is filled with enemies that are very fast and do a lot of damage
Yeah.
if
Chapter
they first
6.
strike you.
Chapter 6 is late game, obviously, so the enemies here are pretty tough for us being level 2.
Oh yeah, by the way, we're in Chapter 6 out of 8. So we're halfway there. I think that's how math works.
LZS Lackey early. Oop. Didn't even get the jump off. Okay, well, that's nice. You can do that with loading zone storage jumps, but yeah. I only ever give it one YOLO try and then say, just kidding. So, yeah.
What we're doing here is we decided that we hate all things blue. Remember how we were hitting Wacka? No. So what we're doing here is we are doing Bombette pushes. So when Mario spins as Bombette is coming down from the sky after being blown up, there's a small window where we can push an NPC. And you can't tell because the model is not, the flower model is not linked with its collision. But trust me, we are pushing the collision of this NPC down closer and closer to the bottom boundary.
I was listening to you. I forgot to count. How many bombs?
8, 9.
10? 11?
Well,
12?
At least one.
at least one.
At least one, true.
As far as successful ones, I don't know. So
Yeah.
it's hard to tell when you're actually pushing this down because visually there's not much difference. However, as you can see, Mario's getting pushed a little bit out of bounds here, and so after a couple more pushes, Jake will be able to just clip out. Same way that was done for BTS, except instead of waiting for the NPC to walk over to push us out, we have to do this a little bit more manually with a little bit more explosives.
We'll do one more for safety. There we go. Okay, that was an interesting way to do that. I got scared.
Yeah, I looked at that and went, ooh, that's kind of sketchy.
There we go.
There you go.
Whee!
Brain got a little confused about how to do those inputs there. And yeah, if you fall into the loading zone, then you leave the room as loading zones, work. And we would have to push the plant again. So we really don't want to fall in the loading zone there. That'd be pretty annoying.
Oh, and by the way, that just skipped half the chapter. Normally, you'd have to go and find a bunch of other plants and other berries.
Second to bottom step, rip.
Unfortunate.
I'm washed.
One day.
One day.
So what Jake's referring to there, second to bottom step, this is just a fun little metric to see like how good your movement is, because there's a very set period of time between when you put down Bombette, when she explodes, and how you can use that time to get as high up on the stairs as you can possibly get. And so getting top step, obviously, is the best. Get as close to the sun as possible there. But Jake, however, did the worst. No, you can do worse than Jake did just
I
then.
made it onto the stairs at
You
least,
made it onto
man.
the stairs, and
Give me a break.
that sometimes is not even easy to do.
So yeah, we're just going to do a bunch of power jumps and shell shots here. Lackey has 60 HP, I believe. 60? That sounds like a lot. Maybe
That
not.
sounds like a
I
lot.
think it's 50, actually.
No, so we just have to wail on him and slowly take his health down, which is okay, because he only does 3 damage if we guard it.
Yeah, saving a few frames there every time we hit the guard on Lackey's attack. All right.
More characters and shades.
This is game design at its peak right here. Just throw shades on everything.
What year did this game come out again?
99?
I think so.
2000? I don't. You
Were you
would think I
3?
would know that. I was, I was something. Probably 3.
Don't make him count.
I know. I did just put him on the spot there.
That was pretty scary, not gonna lie. 2001, according to chat. Sounds right. All right, and this power jump will kill. Doop, 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 doop. All right, and Lackey's girlfriend shows up now to say some stuff. Something. Does this game have a story? I don't think so.
I think we talked about it already. Animal cruelty, breaking into houses to go into their sewers. I think that's the important stuff.
Yeah.
There's spooky pyramids.
Yeah, nice spooky pyramids, which you just have to trust us. They exist.
Trust
Yeah.
me, bro.
So finally have Lackey. He is by far the most broken partner in the game. He's gonna let us clip into stuff really, really easily. For whatever reason, the way Lackey works, if you get into a certain position, you can clip into stuff. It sends you backwards a little bit whenever you get on Lackey, so sometimes the game doesn't correctly calculate your position, and you can clip past stuff. Like right here, we're gonna do a Lackey clip. We did Blue House skip earlier, but we didn't actually we grabbed the key, but we couldn't unlock it from the inside, and we wouldn't even if we could because it's slow. But we can just get in a position here and just kind of clip in.
Yeah, much easier than doing a frame perfect and then angle perfect weirdness to break into the house.
Yes, Lackey is very broken.
He's been really, the route up until now has largely been centered around getting Lackey to break the rest of the game.
What? Oh, whoa, that was weird. My spin cancel got eaten there, so I just got stuck in the end lag. All right, tough.
Yeah, so we did all of our weird stuff. We did our seed dupe. We went to chapter 5. Oh, we're back in chapter 5. We did all of that stuff mostly just to get Lackluster, so we can break the game as nicely and kindly as possible.
We are in a chapter 6 state right now, so we haven't entered the volcano yet. So there's a certain flags like this one right here, where this piranha plant cutscene is going to happen because it's the first time we've entered the volcano. But for the most part, the game is going to act as if we've already beaten chapter 5. You want to talk about Peach Warps, Linguini?
Yeah, so as Jake said, we are in a post-chapter 5 state, so the game thinks that we have cleared chapter 5. However, if we get into a certain area that we're not supposed to be in after beating chapter 5...
Don't say that too loud.
The game will treat it as beating a chapter. It doesn't really care which chapter, it just thinks it's the next consecutive chapter. It'll say, okay, you've beaten a chapter here, and we'll put you into the beaten chapter state. And so what we can do is just keep going back to chapter 5 and getting into that same area multiple times and beating the chapters that way.
Yes, we beat chapter 6 by beating chapter 5.
Makes sense.
It really does.
Hey, at least we're going in order now, right?
Okay, that's fair. We stay in this order, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's just time to go to the end now. We just do one Peach Warp to get to the end of chapter 6, and then one more to get to the end of chapter 7.
Yeah, so Lackluster is extremely broken and also pretty easy to use, or at least in the ways we are using him.
Yeah, a lot of things are easy with Lackey. Not necessarily all of them. There are
Not
some
all of
precise
them.
tricks, but
Which we will see later.
even some of the frame perfect stuff with Lackey though doesn't feel too terrible.
Oh yeah, some of the stuff with Lackey was the first tricks that I learned in this game were supposedly frame perfect. I still don't believe that. Frame perfect tricks with Lackluster, and it feels really nice and easy. Part of it's 30 FPS, but also just
That's not working.
Lackluster is just that broken.
Yeah.
What are we doing now?
Getting in position to clip out of bounds here, then we just switch to down right as we spawn back up top, and we'll just fall out of bounds here to get into this loading zone that's normally blocked off. And then we just use Lackey the frame, we hit the wall. Oops.
Yeah,
Went a little too far down right. Then we can just spin right off the edge and then hold upright so we land back in bounds and get to the end of chapter 5.
For some reason, the game has not one, but 2 different places there that it says, no, don't get past here. We're going to put obstacles in your way. For some reason, it's really weird why they did that. I don't understand it. Anyway, so we're going to beat chapter 6 now by beating chapter 5.
As you do. Yep, so got some more Peach cutscenes coming up. If there's any donations to read or anything like that.
Oh, it's bang on, lads. Thank you very much. We have a $46 donation from Joey Mack, who says hello from Texas, USA. Who it's actually probably a nice dinner time for them right now, actually, while we're sitting here at 2 in the morning. And he's actually got a lovely message here talking about how all the men in his family have actually suffered from some kind of neurodegenerative condition in their old age. So he's thanking everybody at the event so much for raising money for such an important cause.
That's awesome.
It's worth noting he has actually nabbed himself a lovely event t-shirt with that as well. So everybody at home, just remember, when you're donating in, make sure you're making the absolute maximum out of your donation. Check your polls, check your targets, check your rewards. Make sure you're making sure you're getting every penny worth of something back as well.
Thank you. That's awesome. Really great cause that we're supporting.
Absolutely.
All right, so during this Peach intermission here, we have access to the Parasol, which we didn't ever get, but since we're in a state where we should have it, the game lets us have it. And
Wait, where's Peach?
where is Peach? That's a good question. She's right there. Can't you tell? Doesn't that look like Peach?
Uh,
Spiky and made metal and stuff?
the star?
No.
I thought that was Twink. No.
Yeah, so we disguise ourselves as a Koopa troll so we can make it to the end of the castle here. And then the guard that we tried to get past tells us that he's waiting for this guy. So we transform into him, and then we go back. And we're definitely not going to press B in front of the guy like in the run earlier. We're going to wait until I talk to him, right?
Yeah. Oh, I guess now is a good time to mention. So this is the first time we've beaten a chapter. Beaten a chapter. And after each chapter that's been beaten, we go into this little Peach section. And there are fun little mini games usually that you get to do as Peach before going back to the gameplay with Mario.
Okay, I pressed the A button. I'm very proud of myself.
Good job.
Thank you.
And so, by warping to this this section of the game, will then the game will decide, okay, yes, you have done this chapter, you have done all the things you need to. We can spit you out in the next chapter. But the reason we have the Parasol, even though we're not supposed to have it yet, is because, well, the game thinks we've already beaten all of the previous chapters to do this cutscene. And it will do the same thing for the next cutscene as well. It'll think, oh, yes, you've beaten the previous chapter. We're just going to count up.
Because it trusts that we're honest.
Yes.
Because we are.
Because we are.
Because
Always
we are.
have been.
Mm-hmm.
Just forget about the seeds.
I would never bamboozle someone.
We would never lie
Never.
about anything
Never.
more than once. More than twice.
Fool me twice.
3 times?
Shame on me.
Yes. Shame
Less
on
than
you.
100.
Can't do it again.
Less than 3.
My favorite George Bush quote right there. Any George Bush enjoyers? Sorry. Never mind. All right, so we're going to take the beanstalk to the top chapter 6 here. And we're going to do that just so we can get one badge. And this is a very lengthy cutscene on the way up here. But it's worth it just for one badge. It's going to speed up a fight a little bit. Yeah, just one fight. Really slow, but trust me, it's faster.
But surely
Well, we
it's
want to make
faster
sure.
than this slow cutscene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, we want to make sure that this particular boss gets as little screen time as possible because he's the one that we skipped in Prologue, and we don't want to give him the opportunity to show anything that he does.
So yeah, we actually take that loading zone to reset this cycle, so we don't have to wait as long on the cloud. Yay.
Lots of waiting.
At least they give you this very peaceful music.
It is nice.
Right before double clippy, which is
We need to
fun.
make sure we save.
And I'm gonna save.
Good job.
Thank you, mrockstar20, for telling me to save. Definitely don't want to forget that. We can soft lock in a handful of ways, so definitely a good idea to save first.
Whew,
I
nice
almost
job.
you just I thought you just almost danced past it. I was like, oh, that's great.
Just swag on the block, you know. Swag block.
Psych. That's what I imagine. You're going for a handshake and you.
So double clippy is going to allow us to get ultra boots without having the ultra hammer or any hammer upgrade. There's 2 blocks you normally need a hammer. What am I doing? I was just gonna do BTS the hard way for fun.
Just flexing.
Normally you need at least you need the ultra hammer upgrade to get the ultra boots, but we don't have that. That's something we get in chapter 5. And if we would have got it when we went to Chapter 5, it would have set our sequence back to Chapter 5, because remember, we entered into Chapter 6 state. So that's no good. So yeah, we're going to be doing double clippy. You want to explain double clippy for me, Linguini?
Yeah, so another one of Lackey's very broken powers is that if you get the game into a state where it thinks that you're both on and off Lackey at the same time, Mario's collision is just a little bit off. And it lets you do some interesting things, which helps us get past these blocks that you would normally have to have the hammer upgrades to get past. So Mario can jump sort of into them, over them, and into the loading zone. And Lackey can also teleport Mario in strange ways.
There we go.
Lackey is just an all-powerful being at this point.
So you can see the partner menu popped up there as I got the encounter. And we switch partners, not too early though, where we soft lock, and then we switch partners back to Lackey. And we can do this sort of movement to just get up here. Oop, or not. Yeah, there we go. And then we're going to get Clippy one more time here to get past the next block. First try. Frame perfect, no big
That's
deal.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now I'm going to whiff the easy part.
You're sort of playing with fire because to do this, you have to get into an encounter with an enemy. And these enemies all do 3 damage, which, you know, isn't a ton, but it adds up if you're failing this trick over and over.
Yeah.
Nice job.
Just a little bit of, I wouldn't even call it precise stick movement. Just, you need to roll your control stick from up left towards the up notch, and then use Lackey when you're near the top of the arch. And yeah, just like that, we just clip right in.
I'd call it precise stick movement.
Oh,
It's
that's the difference between me and you, Linguini. I knew that was going to happen, this guy. Just kidding. Linguini thinks that stuff that I think is hard is easy.
yeah. We have our differences.
How many times have you ran this category?
0. Oh, I'm kidding. No, I've run it maybe 10 times or so, but this trick in particular is something that I still haven't been able to do.
I'm in all the encounters.
Yeah, so this is why Jake saved, because of all of these encounters that you can get into. It's very easy to jump on a spiky enemy or just get hit.
Even though we come in here at 10 HP, yeah, it might happen. If you get hit a few times, next thing you know, you're dead. So, double clippies is done with. Feels good. That's a pretty scary part of the run. Not having to worry about soft locking there anymore. And now we can just go back to Chapter 5 and do one more Peach Warp to finish Chapter 7. And then we're just going to Chapter 8.
Yeah, see, it still makes sense.
Yeah.
We finished 6, we're going to finish 7, and we're going to 8.
It's perfectly in order. Just ignore the fact that we didn't finish Chapter 2 or 3 or 4. It's fine. Or 1.
But 5?
Or 5.
Or 5, okay. But we're
Right,
using
yeah.
5.
Yeah, it doesn't. Well, we are finishing Chapter 5, but we're not. You know?
But we're not. You know, it makes sense.
Well, at least we finished Prologue, right?
Yeah.
Kinda?
Surely.
Okay.
We fought the boss in Prologue, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
We're gonna hit a save block because
One
it's
of 'em.
pretty and colorful and nice looking. Is there any chance I need that save? No, but hey, whatever.
You can soft lock.
It could happen. Well, that is true, actually. You can soft lock. It's very easy to avoid, but it could happen. That's a good point, actually. Yeah, might as well save there.
There are 2 ways you can soft lock.
No one, you're the only person in human history to soft lock that way, dude. That is not a known, you're just, no. No one has ever done that but you.
My badge
and you did it like
of
2
honor.
times.
Oh, no, not only 2.
There's a great video on my YouTube called Paper Mario Teaching Highlights, where it's just a compilation of me losing my mind trying to help some friends learn Paper Mario speedrunning, so would recommend. Epic video. All right.
Not sponsored.
No, not sponsored by JakeBopDart. One more Peach Warp here. Oops, too early.
But yeah, so this is a different
Early.
application of Lackey. I don't know how it works. Again, magical powers.
There we go.
Voila. He just lets you pass. It's not the same way that Lackey like clips you backwards that we use in other areas. Something about the place where Lackey is deciding to have Mario mount him is different than what it should be, and we abuse that to get past the barrier there.
All right, this Peach cutscene's nice because we just have to hold B the whole time. We don't have to do anything at all. We can turn our brains off.
Oh, thank goodness.
Do, 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 do.
Oh, and to chest on chest
Chest on
action.
chest action. Let's go. You love to see it. All right.
I'm surprised we didn't talk about the Koopa's beige t-shirts this one.
Mm-hmm. They're
Missed
pretty
opportunity.
noteworthy.
They are.
Beige things are usually pretty noteworthy.
Yeah, have you seen the trim on that door there?
Mm.
It's a great trim.
Yeah.
Impeccable game design.
Good color.
It always triggers me a little bit how Twink is just like so bad at hiding. Like, dude, really?
He's bright yellow. Like, there's no way.
You gotta try a little harder, man. Just stay outside or something. But nobody seems to
sky?
notice him until I think the first time that anyone acknowledges him, besides like Peach or Mario or whatever, is right here. Poor
Well,
guy.
and that's because he's like,
My goat
yeah.
got knocked out
Is
of the
he
window.
though?
Yes.
Deserved.
Thank you for asking. Dessert? Dessert? You asked what's for dessert?
Yeah, what's
Free
for
ice
dessert?
cream.
Yeah, free ice cream. There you go.
We did it
Yeah, we beat Chapter 7.
Yay.
Nice job.
legally,
Legally.
ethically.
Yeah.
Mm.
Chapter 7 has banger music.
Which we will hear.
We get to hear this one
Some.
for at
We
least a
get-
little
yeah,
while,
we
like a
get-
minute and a half or something. God, I do love this song. So we're going to upgrade Goombario here. Everybody's favorite partner. Everybody loves Goombario, especially the Paper Mario community as a whole. It's true, I promise. Gonna give our boy an upgrade here. It's gonna be helpful for the Junior Trooper fight.
Why is he so loved?
Because he's a cool guy. He's a little fella.
He's got a nice little cap, and he has lots of good, useful information for you.
Mm-hmm. And he wants you to know about the stuff that's going on.
There's
Alright.
a very thin line separating him and Twink in my mind.
I was just thinking that. I was like, wait a second.
I've heard this before.
And banger music is over.
Now,
I'm
Chill
not gonna
music.
lie, I haven't noticed the
This
bass
is
in
very
this track.
zen.
mm-hmm.
I can hear it through these headphones. That's nice.
No, yeah, I
Why did I jump
love
right there?
Chapter 7's music, but also this game as a whole has some very nice music.
So yeah, we grabbed the Ultra Shroom on the way out of Shiver Mountain, and then we are gonna come in here and sell it for 50 coins, and then we're gonna use those coins to buy a Snowman doll and a Life Shroom. We need the Life Shroom for final fights, and we're actually gonna get the Snowman doll so we can dupe over it. Why did I walk? What am I doing? Yeah, we'll talk more about item duping when that comes up, but we're gonna use that to dupe the item we grabbed before the Snowman doll, which is a Repel Gel, which just makes Mario totally invincible for 2 turns, which is very, very broken.
Yeah, luckily we get to avoid any other coin routing in the entire game because of the item we sell there. Otherwise, it'd be a little bit more difficult with the running away that we had to do for double clippy. We'd be losing coins everywhere. So instead, we just sell an Ultra Shroom and buy the rest of the items we need.
Did you want to grab the other thing that's near the item duping thing? That you wanted to
Yes,
grab
that I
before?
totally didn't forget in the run
Okay.
earlier. Definitely would never forget anything ever. Yeah.
I totally forgot what you were talking about, and so I'm like, why is she being cryptic?
Yeah.
And I might have forgotten what the item was.
It's
I just noticed.
tool that will help us later.
Imrock's carrying over here, thankfully.
In all of my 0 runs of this game, I'm just an honorary Paper Mario runner.
Free Luigi? No. Listen, guys.
You're making it act like you're acting like we're trapping him, imprisoning him. No, he gets to the party a little bit later. I mean, we don't see it, but
He does show up during credits.
No, he does show up during credits. So
That's
like,
pretty good.
He gets there.
He's
on his
adjacent
own.
to the party.
Yeah.
All right, so gonna do, hopefully, a little bit of a not tricky, just clever movement, I guess. Just gonna spin up to these guys and then spin away so that we activate them, and then we can just go past them during their cooldown. Because they're not gonna aggro us for a little bit after they unaggro.
And shout outs to Bombette in the background who has no idea what she's doing.
She's doing her best.
She's trying.
She is.
She'll get there one day.
Oh, hi, Bombette. Bye.
Bye.
Mario just moves so
slow.
fast with Speedy Spin. You don't see it as much because we have flying partners that we have out usually, but for the walking partners, especially for Bombette, I think she's just slower than the rest of them. We leave her behind instantly.
She got those small little legs.
It's true.
They only carry her so fast. I would know.
Yeah, there's literally no legs. She's just,
No legs.
she's
Oh,
got
she's just
beans. It's just a bomb on beans. Why do the shoes look like beans?
Why don't your shoes look like beans? That's the question.
That's the real question.
It's free baked beans when she explodes.
But do we all want free baked beans?
I don't, but maybe the bombs are
I don't
different.
know.
As long as they're exploding all over, and there's shrapnel mixed in.
Carcinogens.
Just like Mom used to make.
That explains a lot.
Man,
Love you, Jakey Boo.
man, that takes me back to that Borderlands 2 run with all the constant roasting. That was amazing. That was a great run. As well as the Pokemon Red run afterwards. Some great runs today. Pretty stacked schedule for the rest of ESA. so
Absolutely.
make sure you don't miss the runs. All right, and you know, we could probably just fly to Peach's Castle, but we're just gonna go to Bowser's Castle instead first, so the run takes 30 more minutes to finish.
It's a set course. It's like a Tesla. It's self-driving. We don't have any control.
Oh, there you go.
Crashes and all.
I hate these electronic flying cars.
Elon Musk, man. All right. We're gonna power bomb first here with Bombette. Need to upgrade her so that we can actually use power bomb, and then we're gonna use Starstorm last because the death animation is actually gonna overlap with the end of the Starstorm animation.
Saved a couple frames there just because we don't have to watch the dying and the star flying away animation separately.
Exactly. Wow, the key went to the left, and then wow. Okay, you're gonna do that to me? Cool. That's neat. I don't think I've ever seen it land up there. That's weird.
No, me neither.
It's just helping you out.
All right. Gonna avoid these guys, hopefully. Not too bad, just sort of bait them into moving one way and then go another way. And then spin past these guys. And then normally when you go to chapter 8, you come here, this guy tricks you into falling into jail, and you'd have to finish the basement, which it's a whole lengthy section where you can't see what's happening. It's like a dark section, so you normally use Watt to light up that area, but we don't even have Watt. So we are gonna do a trick called basement skip.
Shout out to all the gamers trying to get out of their basements.
True. First, we're gonna do an item dupe here, so we're just gonna get in a position right next to this item, and then we're gonna eat it. We're gonna eat another item as we're on Lackey and grabbing the item, and that's gonna let us toss an item, and then it's going to actually turn the item above the item we tossed into the item that we tossed. So we have 2 repel gels now.
And we got a live stream.
We did. I didn't forget the
I
live
know.
stream.
I
Look
was
at
waiting.
me.
I was
Yeah,
waiting.
you were ready.
I was.
Nice little movement there where you can stay on the seam and move a little bit faster to the loading zone.
You know, for how all-powerful Lackey is, I don't understand why he's so slow over lava.
Yeah. You would think he'd want to move faster. That looks like it hurts, dude.
Right?
Just hurry up, bro.
I mean, and hot air rises. Wouldn't that, like, make the cloud float hot? I don't know. I don't get it.
Again, we are suspending disbelief for about, 45 minutes.
Okay, okay.
I like to mash the B button.
Add some bass to the track.
Or spin the C stick. For maximum annoyance.
Oh, that's you making the noises.
Yeah.
I see.
I'm just cool like that.
Mm-hmm.
Press C down right there so we can get off Lackey and switch partners at the same time. And then just get into a certain spot here and clip into the block with Tornado
Oh.
Jump. And then Paracarry will carry us onto this invisible scene.
Yeah,
Made
that's
that look very smooth.
It's pretty easy. You just gotta get in the right spot. Oh, excuse me, sir. Don't mind if I do.
let me just scooch on by you, don't you know?
I was hoping we'd hear some Minnesotan linguini. All right, so yeah, now we are done with this section. Don't have to go to the basement. Probably a good idea to go ahead and save here in case something bonkers happens.
You never know.
You never know. Okay, so we're gonna be doing Flood Room here. Normally, you're supposed to just ride Sushi from one room to the other, and then you get off, and you go into the next room and hit a switch, and then get a key and hit a switch again. It's a lot of lowering the water, raising it back up, and stuff. We're gonna be getting the key a little bit faster with some clips, thanks to Lackey. So just need to sort of get inside this fence. Oh, wow, I turned somehow. Normally you have to hammer and turn. You can spin and then hammer holding a direction and you'll turn that direction, but sort of turn there.
So good you surprised yourself.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Clip in here, hit the switch. We're gonna clip back out. Is that gonna work? No. There we go.
Yeah, you can
Whee!
get a little bit more minute with your movements if you're jumping. Mario's just a little bit slower in the air, so for those precise placements, it's a little bit easier.
Yeah, here we just fall off the seam on the back, and that's gonna store what's called a Koopa super jump. So now we can just line ourselves up in the corner, tap down right 3 times to get under the keep, and when we use Koopa, we just fly up into the air.
Oh, also we can walk on water. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
it. I know we did it once before already, but important to note.
Yeah. And now we're done with Flood Room.
Flying, walking on water. Lackey lets us do a lot of things.
So we're going to be doing some grinding for experience here. So just going to spend a couple minutes fighting these bullet bills. These guys give us a lot of XP right now. Linguini, you want to talk about the optimal route and how you normally have basically no chance to actually finish a run?
Yeah, so we're doing some safety stuff here, leveling up a couple extra times, which you wouldn't do in the optimal route. You just go for it, go straight to the final boss with, I don't know if is it as little as least level up as you can be, basically.
Pretty much.
We don't want to do that because that's really risky, not marathon safe. But a non-marathon optimal run would look like very little HP going into Bowser and very little FP, very little BP, and so we want to just beef ourselves up a little bit more. However, there is a whole gauntlet of boss fights actually leading up to the final boss, and so you have to get through all of those with these very, very low stats, and so you have to get lucky in a bunch of ways. There are some moves that you can learn with Lackluster to decrease the enemy's chance of hitting you, and then you can also rely on the badge that we got earlier called Close Call, the 30% chance for enemies to miss Mario when he's in danger. So you're just gambling your life away.
Yeah.
Basically, you're just going for those small percentages and hoping that you don't get hit and hoping you can finish a run.
That sounds really stressful.
It does.
Yeah, you just sort of accept that like every pacer is gonna die to RNG, and just that's life now.
My condolences to all Paper Mario runners and their families.
You can get a pretty good time without using an aggressive, unsafe route.
No,
but, yeah. If you want to get a really, really good time, you're gonna need to switch eventually. So this is gonna be the last fight we do, and then we're gonna do cannonless. So we're basically gonna get into a certain position and then use Lackey to clip out of bounds. And then from there we can move to the top of the room and fall off the seam. And if we just tap upright a couple times, we should be able to land on the top seam of the room so we can avoid the cannons and make it past to the exit. Yeah, gotta be in a pretty precise position for this clip. Sort of hard to see the visual cue. Okay. Are you kidding? Really? How did that not work? Oh well. So yeah, in order to get past the cannons, even though we failed cannonless, we're just gonna run into the bullet bills and then use our iframes to get through the cannons. Because if we tried running into the cannons, it would not go very well. Your runaway bar starts very, 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 very low. So you don't have a very good chance of running away. But with these guys, we get a pretty good shot at running.
I mean, it does seem like a solid backup.
Yeah, it's not bad. The iframes are pretty good. Okay, hopefully this guy doesn't hit us. Usually he's cool. Okay.
Yeah, he can still snipe you though.
Yeah. So yeah, just gonna push a couple blocks in these rooms to reveal the way we need to go. Hopefully I can avoid this guy. Sort of a little bit of tricky movement. Oh, well. I
wants a
don't
hug.
think I'm gonna avoid him.
Helping you push.
Yeah, he just wants to help.
Let me give you a hand there.
Come on.
Hopefully we run away. Yay! Yeah, so you can see there the runaway bar started sort of low because those guys are tough. So we got lucky there. We're all right.
Actually have a key and we don't have to break in, right?
Nope.
Not anymore.
Oh, it looked a little close.
Our thieving pasts are behind us.
Yeah.
So now we get a little quiz show. All the questions are going to be the same answer every time. It's going to be 1, 1, 2, 1, 1. If we get 3 questions wrong, then we have to fight the anti-guy squad. And anti-guys have like 20 HP, 10 attack, like 9 they have crazy stats. I don't know how much defense they have.
They're absolutely stacked
They're
very hard
crazy.
to beat.
Yeah, 3 of them is we would have no shot of beating them with our resources right now at all. So we're gonna try to avoid answering the questions wrong 3 times, but pretty easy. Thankfully, it is really nice that it's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, so you don't have to menu much. You can just mash mostly. Yeah, they're dumb questions like how many Shy Guys were blue?
How many
Who
feet
knows
do
that?
they have
Who
altogether?
Who can count? What is
True.
this? You?
I took counting in high school.
Well, that's impressive.
I can count to 4.
4 more than Jakey. Love you, Jakey.
Like I said, great soundtrack for this game. Even on the more minimal things, it's still, you can still groove to the beat.
I do love Chapter 8 music. It's a really cool track.
For sure, yeah. They did not hold back even until the very end.
All right. So, getting pretty close to the end here. Got some more bosses here. A couple more mini bosses before we get to Bowser. But we are chugging along.
Maybe a save or 2?
Maybe a save or 2. I don't know. Who knows? Is saving really smart in a marathon? I don't know.
Oh.
Yeah, there's more safe blocks where that came from. That's fine. I got a million life shrooms.
Where we're going, we don't need saves.
Nice. Oh. What, man? Why does that happen all the time?
I disagree with that.
I'm like, I must not be holding the notch there if I'm not getting the spin cancel, but like, that was the notch, bro. Don't tell me that wasn't the notch.
I'm gonna write a very strongly worded letter to Nintendo.
Thank you.
I'll sign it.
I'm sure they'll take that very seriously.
Yes, as they should.
Release a patch for a 2001 game on a console.
It's unplayable.
Literally unplayable. So this is a cool little puzzle here. In the first room of this long hallway, there were some lit lamps in a specific pattern, lower lamps, higher lamps. And we follow that pattern going into the correct doors. And if you didn't like it this time, come back on Monday and you'll see it again for Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, where they reuse the exact same mechanic for the last dungeon of last chapter.
Literally unplayable, dude. Literally.
Now they have to patch 2 games.
All right, so this is Peach. Princess Peach. She's just right here. All right, I guess we don't have to fight Bowser after all.
Oh, thank
Oh,
goodness.
wait a second. Hold on.
Where'd he
Something,
go?
Pack it up.
something fishy's going on.
Whoa, hey, don't hit
Whoa.
women.
Wait,
Whoa.
I think hold on. It's an imposter.
Oh.
Do Among Us music. Right?
I can still leave, you know.
Why did I do that? I didn't charge that. Oh well, that's fine. We'll get 4 transforms. It's fine.
I couldn't understand what was happening, so I just had to trust you.
Aw. This guy. Okay, not a big deal. A little bit of a big deal. We'll be alright though.
So these enemies can either attack Mario or they can transform into your partner. It's better if they transform into Bombette because her blowing up will insta-kill them.
Only really matters if you get all 4, because then you can skip Starstorm altogether. And yeah, I didn't charge Power Shell there, so I was just sort of hoping to get bailed out. I don't really know, but yeah, not a big deal. We'll just attack 2 more times and then end the fight, since they both just have 1 HP left.
Super guard.
I know. I'm gonna have to press a button twice.
I believe in you.
Don't even have to hit the action command. Right? No. Yes. For some reason I was like, is she gonna do 0 damage right now? Alright. Another level up here, gonna upgrade BP. Gonna have 1 more level up in the run after this last one still.
Don't forget to
Looks
save.
like we're gearing up for a pretty
Yes.
big fight.
Not here though. This is a free fight. We're
Oh.
fighting a little baby.
Oh.
I see 4 little babies.
Oh.
You're right. Whoa!
Oh.
Oh! Who's whoa?
Oh, it's just a little guy.
Mhm.
So this is the little guy we skipped in Prologue. He's pretty mad about
Kinda
it.
angry.
So he does a lot of damage.
Rightfully so.
But it's okay because we have a lot of healing items and we'll be fine.
We're gonna be great.
Yeah, 7 damage out of 20.
Mhm.
Pretty big damage for a baby.
You know, I'd be pretty mad too if I got skipped in Prologue.
Especially if it required 26 frame perfect inputs. Like, seriously, dude? Why? That's so spiteful.
You went out of your way to. I don't know. I understand.
I mean, when you're promised a star roll and
A AAA title?
I
mean,
know. Thank
come
you.
on.
It's literally in the contract. Whatever.
All right. So yeah, just gonna use those 2 of the Wacka bumps that we haven't eaten yet here to keep our HP and FP topped off, so we can spam charge with Mario and Goombario, and then eventually just power bounce and head bonk. One more charge. Oop. Oop.
Oh, be careful
Oh.
there, bud.
Be careful, bad.
Yeah, so he deals so much damage and he has so much health. But we are just going to...
I wanted to get the 6 cap so I could skip
Destroy.
attacking with Gumbario, but that's unfortunate.
So the game can actually 3-cap you there and let you only do 3 power bounces on.
Which is what this route is designed for you to get 3 caps. So it's not a big deal if you get 3 capped at all on this route, at least. All right, so we need to go right, but we're going to go left instead. 'Cause why not? There's a pretty block over here. It's shiny.
Ooh. No, don't. Oh,
It's so
thank goodness
pretty.
it's not a save block.
Yeah, you know how I feel about saving.
I was going to throw up, I thought.
You can, there's still time for you to exit.
I can tell when I'm not wanted.
All right, so I am going to come back here and save again if I don't forget, but we are going to save in case I forget.
Okay.
Yep, get it out.
Doesn't feel good, but I know it's a necessity.
So dramatic. Sorry.
We're losing time, Emrock. We're losing time.
So
That is the
true.
appropriate reaction. So here in the library, we can get another life shroom because we only have like 6 right now. It's nothing. No, I think we have maybe 4. That's probably our 5th. But we're also going to get Power Rush, which is a very, very good badge. It's going to let Mario do 2 extra damage when he's in danger, which just means 5 HP or less. So, yeah, we're going to use... we're going to have Bowser bring us down below that threshold and then use Power Rush to deal extra damage.
Oh, by the way, you should go back and save.
Yeah, just in case, I guess. At this point, like, I don't even know. I'm probably not going to die to hallway, but might as well. If I save, then I won't die. And if I don't save again, then I will die. So
Exactly.
You're using your head.
thanks for telling me like a million years late
Yeah,
instead of
I know.
after I left the library.
It
but-
I didn't know
only-
we were supposed to save again.
I just said I was gonna save again!
I didn't even realize until you were into the second
Oh,
room.
I didn't do the badge equip. We should do that too, huh? Maybe I should do something that the supposed to, huh?
See, it's a
So,
good thing
Fine.
I told
You know
you to
what?
say.
We need Paracarry. I guess so. And then
All right, you can stay.
so we unequip HP plus and then put it back on to bring our... We're at full HP, but we can unequip HP plus to bring us down to 15, and then equip it again so we're at 15 of 20. That's going to help us get into danger a little bit faster. And the way Bowser's healing AI works, he's never going to heal unless the difference between Mario's HP and his HP is a certain amount. I believe it's 25% on the final fight. I'm not sure if it's the same on the hallway fight here.
Yeah, but it does do calculations with the percentages
Mm-hmm.
of them. So ideally, you would have a really high max HP on Mario, but a low actual HP
Yeah.
that he has. But that's slow getting that much HP. So instead, we just make sure to keep Mario's HP as low as we possibly can.
Just gonna be looking at the route on my phone here, so I know what to do. There's a couple different things that Bowser can do, so need to make sure I do the right actions on each turn. Just like in the run earlier, right? All the fights went so well. Nothing went wrong.
Yes.
Starstorm here. Oop, that's not Starstorm. No, no, Miss Star. We're not using Lullaby. This isn't an optimal run. We're not going on a 30%. I don't know what Lullaby is. It's not very likely to work on hallway, I don't think.
I think it's a 0%. I could be
Is
wrong.
it?
Yeah, because they use Watt to paralyze. It's not Lullaby.
Or timeout? Yeah, I don't know if I've only seen people use timeout in what. It's true. That's pretty true.
It's pretty neat that there's a guide that helps you get the moves right based on the RNG that Bowser gives.
Mm-hmm. Pretty complicated to figure out, I assume. Figuring out the branching possibilities. Okay.
Yeah, especially what we're looking for is the turn in which Bowser puts up his nice little rainbow shield, because that dictates how much health Mario has left, whether or not we need to heal or.
That's
too
unfortunate.
bad.
Maybe we can save this. So let's see. Yeah, so I was trying to guard that with Paracarry, not Mario. But I might be able to save this. Okay, Star Shield. How much HP do you have? I'm gonna... no. I think that's a throw. I have a chance to get a close call here. I have close call equipped. So that would be nice. I really should use power jump on the last turn, though.
Come on, 30% chance.
Yeah, that would be pretty nice. Not gonna lie.
We did see it happen a couple times earlier.
It did. Come on. Nope.
Aw.
Okay, so we'll see what happens here. Going a little off track. Might be alright. Well, I am supposed to eat another electron. I don't know. We're just gonna send it and hope it works out.
It's a great life motto.
Yeah. I don't know. That's
This is one of those situations that the guide doesn't really account for because
Yeah.
it just things have gone.
don't heal. Okay, that I'm not gonna ask any questions about that. We're just gonna pretend like that went according to plan. Cool.
So he
Thanks,
could have healed
dude.
there. Is what
Yeah,
you're saying.
he was.
Yeah?
I had 1 HP, right? So that's literally can't get the difference any bigger than that in our HPs.
No, yeah.
Or yeah, I had 10 after I healed.
You had
so,
10 after you healed, yeah.
Yeah, but we got pretty
It
lucky
knew.
there. We'll take it. Bowser would like the run to finish well under estimate, so he's helping out. Yeah, the wave guard specifically on the hallway fight is a little weird because the timing feels slightly different from the final Bowser fight, and the wave is also much less common in the hallway fight. You don't see it nearly as often, so well, not always super prepared for it. We're gonna take off close call because we actually don't want close calls on certain turns now.
Oh. I'm sorry. Last save block. Okay,
Yeah, don't worry, we can't save anymore. It's all right.
good.
Oh, because of this. Hey, I'm here for the show too, okay? It's great.
All right. So this is Final Bowser. Final Bowser split up into 2, technically 3 phases if you're a Twink fan. So during the first phase of Final Bowser, we can deal some damage, and that's actually going to carry over into the second portion of the Final Bowser fight. So we attack for 2 turns, and then he uses Star Shield, but when we use Star Beam, it doesn't actually remove it, so...
He's powered up, baby. He's got the power of lightning and swirling darkness, I guess. I don't know how this technology works.
It's science.
It sure is.
All right, just gonna power jump shell shot. Thankfully, this guy's so big, we don't have to time the shell shot at all. We can just spam left.
Yeah, what do you think of that, big guy? Shouldn't have grown so tall. You're a bigger target.
Didn't think about that one, did you?
You never think things through. You're just like your father.
All right. All right, so
So still using the star?
yeah, we don't have Peach
Yeah,
Beam yet, so we just use Star Beam, and then he's like, that's not gonna work, you silly.
He's mocking you.
He's kind of mean.
He is kind of mean.
Nah, I like Bowser. He's my homie. He's cool.
He stole the wishes of the world, Jake.
Exactly.
Yeah, uh-huh.
I thought you were just gonna get up and leave.
I still have time.
That's true. So yeah, this is a little pretend fight. We just mash A, and eventually it's over. Twink starts out doing 0 damage, and then his attack goes up every time Peach prays for him. And yeah, we attack 5 times, I guess, if you count the one that does no damage. And then eventually we deal 10 damage, which is, or 10 HP total, which is how much health Kamek has? Cammy? I don't know.
Question mark?
Kameki.
There you go. Yeah, she's called Cammy in TTYD, but I think it's Cammy. I don't know. I don't know anything. I just press buttons.
She's camming for this evening.
That's true.
Morning.
Yeah.
Day. Wherever you are. Whatever time zone you're in.
Anyone who can read Japanese and was paying attention to the text boxes where she was named earlier, so like an hour and a half ago, let us know.
Man, look at Twink go.
He surely is trying his best, isn't he?
The little guy. Yeah, so hopefully I don't die on Final Bowser, because you might have noticed it was quite a while ago when we saved. So a lot of cutscenes to sit through, which can be pretty annoying if you have to reset. But we're gonna do our best to get through it eventually. So hopefully we can kill Bowser first try here.
We'll soon have the power of friendship as well. So.
As long as I hit all of my action commands, as long as I hit all my guards on Bowser, we should be totally fine. So we'll see if I can do that. And yeah, this is one of the biggest areas of lag on WVC. Coming up here when all the Star Spirits surround Peach, it gets very laggy.
Yeah, we luckily didn't have to see much of the volcano, which is the second laggiest place here.
Yeah.
You sending her thoughts and prayers?
Yep.
And the power of friendship.
Gosh, I love WVC so much. just
He's
on
in
the
his
brink
own
of death. Man. What a beautiful console.
Honestly, shoutouts to the Wii, just having such a huge virtual console selection. Honestly.
All right, so we're going to start off by using Peach Beam, so Bowser becomes vulnerable again. And then we can start attacking.
Oh, I was about.
Just mashing.
I thought you were gonna say start jamming out.
That's it. This
Mashing,
is a
mashing,
banger.
and jamming. There we go.
Sounds delicious.
Bonk.
Yeah. Since we have a badge called Fire Shield that we picked up earlier, I don't actually need to worry about guarding the fire attack. Usually, at least.
If everything goes well, this fight will look very easy, but similar to the hallway Bowser fight, there are branching paths depending on when Bowser uses Star Shield.
Yeah, more so with Final Fight. So yeah, not using Shield on turn 3, which is the first possible turn he can use it, but that doesn't happen very often.
And we have those life shrooms?
Yes, lots of life shrooms, so every time we die, we just get revived until we run out.
The only problem there is that life shrooms give Mario 10 HP, so he's at 50% health, which makes Bowser very likely to heal if we've done enough damage to him. So that throws a wrench in things if we've done a lot of damage.
Yeah, as long as we don't let his HP get below 25, he won't ever heal when we're at 10, since it just looks at the difference in HP. He needs to be 25% healthier than us. That's a nice way to put it, huh?
Yeah, 25%
Eloquent.
healthier. Yeah, that's what I tell my doctor every time I visit.
I'm sure he's happy to hear that. Okay. Probably going to see the wave attack on either this turn or the next. So really need to hit this guard. Yikes. We can maybe still make it work. So let's see here. Peach Beam, Shell Shot, Jam and Jelly. Yeah, let's see.
Those guards look pretty stressful.
Yeah, the wave guard is really annoying.
I was hoping for a close call.
Yeah, we don't have
Wanna
it
jinx
equipped.
though. Oh, we don't have it equipped now. Okay.
Yeah, we do have 2 extra. We have an extra repel gel, so hopefully we're all right here. So Jam and Jelly. I want a shooting star now. So yeah, gonna have to focus pretty hard on what I'm doing to make sure I don't do anything incorrectly here.
Don't heal, don't heal, don't heal.
Okay. Yeah, he's never going to heal here since he's not below 25.
Okay.
I think a shield here is kind of good. Because, yeah, now Paracarry's going to come back. Just missing 2 shell shots worth of damage. All right, what do we get? Okay, that's good that we're not seeing wave right now, so I can repel gel.
At the lowest possible health.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't have to worry about healing as long as we stay at 1 HP. All right, let's see what we get. Okay. One of these.
I don't know if we saw it earlier, but Repel Gel makes you invincible. For 1 turn?
2 turns.
2 turns.
Very, very good item.
Yeah, that's why it was so important that we duped that earlier for safety here.
Okay, well, this is going really well. He still hasn't even used wave again. And it's nice when he does use wave while we're repel gelled, because that means the action frame window goes from 2 to 3 to block with Paracarry. He's still not using it? He wants me to win, dude. He's throwing. He's not even
Now
trying.
he's throwing.
He's not even trying. Bowser, what are you doing, bro?
Gotta get your head in the game.
I think we might be good to go. I am a little unsure how much HP he has. But basically, I'm just attacking with Mario, and then I know whenever I run out of FP, I've used enough shell shots, since I'm only using shell shot. I'm only using... There we go.
Nice.
Had to focus on that.
There we go.
Thought he was going to let me get away with it. Nice and easy, but I had to hit the wave guard at least. Okay, and then we're just going to finish with a Star Storm. That should kill. Oh, this may not kill, but I have life streams in my inventory, so if it doesn't, we can still Star Storm again. But we'll see. Are you dead?
Could be.
He's dead! Yeah,
Is that the I'm dead animation?
it is.
All right.
We not coming up on time yet. We still have 6 minutes left in the run.
Nice fight, Jakey.
Yay! Cool. Wow. I wouldn't call it nice, but I definitely won. I did hit the wave guard at least on the second try. So
The world is saved.
yes.
GG's.
Mario the goat.
Nice in that it was very dicey.
I mean, that's true. It
And you
did.
kept trucking.
It was interesting.
We're not dead.
We made things interesting, at least. Yeah, definitely good to have the extra repel gel. My run would be dead there without the extra repel gel. So really, really nice in case you missed the wave guard. Not sure I fully explained that, but the wave guard is a 3-frame action, 3-frame window for the guard, but you can guard it with Mario or Paracarry, and one of those frames overlaps. So if you guard it with Mario, you're not going to guard it with Paracarry. So it's essentially a 2-frame window. Unless Mario's repel gelled, and then it becomes a 3 because he can't guard it.
Now, we only have one hard decision left.
Oh, right.
to Run.
We need
Oh,
to know
yeah.
about the incentive. Is Luigi coming to the party?
I say yes.
We still have probably a little bit of time, I guess. We could wait until a little bit later, but...
How much time do you have before we need to lock that in?
At least
A minute?
3 minutes, I would say. Yeah, this is like 6 minutes, so
Are you a party pooper like Jake?
no.
BopDart?
Yeah, 156, I would say. Or probably 155 by then, to be safe.
Or are you cool? Like me? Angry.
Yeah, we don't... This is your last chance, guys. If you hate if you hate Linguini.
Yeah.
If you hate Luigi.
If you hate me,
Yeah.
make sure to not bring Luigi to the...
Yeah.
I forget whether I want Luigi at the party in the first place, I'll be
We're
honest.
trying to save time, man. We gotta go fast.
Nah.
Cool, good stuff. Happy to finish a run. Clean enough run. Didn't have to reset the final Bowser, even though it was looking like we might. Good stuff.
I'm pretty clean overall.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Mhm.
Shouts outs in general to the whole Paper Mario community for just destroying this game.
Absolutely. Yeah.
It's very broken. And yeah, as I said earlier, the resources for this game are incredible. Really, really, really good practice hack that gives you a lot of feedback on big tricks that aren't very clear what you're doing wrong, like stuff like LZS and double clippy. So if you're interested in learning the run, I would highly suggest it. The beginner route is basically what I was doing, so it's Really not too hard. You can opt out of seed dupe and double clippy and junior skip and stuff. Yeah, can't recommend running this game enough. Pretty fun. Don't have to mash text. You can just hold B. Chill.
It's pretty beginner friendly. Outside of the LZSs and double clippy, I'd say those are the biggest ones that are a barrier.
That and the RNG.
You don't have to do it.
But yeah, that stuff you only have to do at an optimal level. So.
Yeah.
RNG is rough.
It do be that way.
It do be.
Cannot stress enough how good Paper Mario Archives is for learning new tricks. They've got
just about any trick you want to learn.
Of the stuff, the stick angles you needed, very good.
GIFs or GIFs, in case you prefer one over the other.
Yeah, in case you prefer the peanut butter to the graphic format.
Well, obviously I prefer peanut butter.
Well, okay, so GIF, yeah.
It's delicious. So yeah, we're just checking in on all our partners after we've saved the world, seeing what they're up to.
Oh.
I assume I don't know. Does this game have a story?
We already went over
the
it.
wishes.
The wishes, the animal cruelty,
Oh,
the
that's
breaking into houses, into a sewer,
Blowing up plants.
Killing babies.
killing babies.
Okay, hold on. Wait a second. We're not.
Sending a
They're fine. See,
Catholic
they're right
back
there.
into
They're
the
napping.
Oh
They're
my
napping.
gosh.
They're sleeping sweetly.
Mm,
Sleeping sweetly.
wow.
Yeah, they're sleeping.
Okay.
You can see
All
the
right.
breathing, I think.
Rewind, please. Enhance.
Enhance.
Enhance 30%. Increase contrast.
Look at these little guys.
All right, probably about time to make the call. Is Luigi coming to the party?
Well, it gives me great pleasure at a ratio of 4-1. Luigi, you are going to the ball this evening.
Rip. Okay, remind me to not.
Okay. Let
skip.
go of the.
Okay.
Yeah, just don't hold the
just
controls
don't,
there.
just
Come
don't.
on.
There's no
Told
reason.
you.
There's no reason. Step away.
Do you want to do
from the
Luigi
controls.
skip for me? Actually?
I'd love to. Okay, this is a really hard trick.
No.
I believe.
you gotta restrain
then it's
yourself.
on Weenie, not me, because he's holding the controller.
Hands up. Not
Hands
touching
up.
it.
Hands up.
It's not on me if Luigi gets skipped.
The setup is really
intense.
taxing.
Jake, actually gives me honest great pleasure to let you know that poll alone made $531.
Wow.
Thank you very much.
That's great. Nice support, guys.
Shout outs to Luigi.
Shoutouts to Luigi.
Yeah.
Oh, I was like, wait, why does Jake have the controller and he's pushing the D-pad? It's fine. It's fine.
Well, I hope you enjoy the party, Luigi.
I hope you're happy.
This is the once in a lifetime chance that you get to see inside, Luigi.
All right, and time is going to end when Peach raises her hands up here after the last text box. Right before credits. Right before one of the most charming credit sequence in all of gaming history, by the way. It's very cute. All right, so... time. Yay.
GG's.
Thank you. 157.52, not bad. About 18 minutes underestimate. We'll take that. Yeah. Sort of already went through shoutouts and everything since we have such a lengthy epilogue, but yeah, just learn this game, get into the Discord, watch runs, whatever you want to do. Continue to support ESA, of course, such an incredible cause.
Oh.
It's a privilege to be able to help support it.
Yeah, absolutely. And shoutouts to Sway NC.
Yes, Sway and See the GOAT. We love Sway. Helped me with a little bit of last minute information regarding the run, so we appreciate that. But anything else from you guys?
No.
Huh?
All right. I think that's about it from us.